Hi guys, this is Lana with Lana's Music Studio, and today is a tip for practicing. It's my tip number 8, and it is fingering. Why fingering is so important? I tell you one funny thing. When I was studying music with my wonderful teacher, sometimes she was sitting in one corner of the class and she was doing something, whatever, I don't know. And I was sitting in the other corner of the class and I was sure she doesn't see me. And when I'm playing and she is not looking at me saying 4th finger there, I'm like, how do you know? It was not 4th finger, so she was right. Well, how did she know? Well, here's a really easy thing to explain. If your fingering is wrong, you're making certain mistakes, and you also break in the phrase sometimes. Let's say the famous for release. I'll show you the beginning of it and the sample of how the fingering wrong sounds like. It will create the break in your melody. Because you run out of fingers and you're playing ta ta ta, you need to lift the hand at ta, and it sounds not the smooth phrase, it sounds ta 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 instead of ta 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 ta, and it will sound like this. Did you hear my breaks? That's because I did the wrong fingering. I have to lift my hand and get the last note played again because I ran out of fingers. That's one thing. Another problem is, let's say if you started the piece learning with wrong fingering, and let's say you learned it, you really liked it, but then something else came up and you forgot about practicing it, keep practicing, maybe 2-3 years passed, and then you're like, oh, remember that cool song I played so long time ago, let me review it. And you start playing it and you don't remember what fingering did you do. It's kind of hard to review. Your brain will eventually remember it, but it's okay. But still it will be helpful to do the fingering from the very beginning correctly. Another problem with fingering is, let's say you making a mistake and because of the wrong fingering, let's say you're playing the chord wrong because of the wrong fingers. I'll show you the example on that. Let's say if you're playing C, E, and A, and I would say the fingering will be like this. Put your thumb on one key, on the bottom key, and put your pinky on the top key, and whatever falls on that middle key will be a right finger. So in this case, it will be a second key, second finger. If you will have F in this chord, it will be third finger. But people who not really paying attention to correct fingering, they will probably do 1, 3, and 5 like this. It makes this stretch really a lot. And of course, instead of playing like this in fast tempo, you will do this because of the wrong fingering. In the worst case scenario, let's say you just learn the wrong fingering and you working against the physiology, against the muscles, against the everything. But muscle memory is very strong. Imagine you learn how to swim or you learn how to ride a bike. Will you ever forget how to do it? No, because we have a very strong muscle memory. Same thing applies to fingers, and they remember all mistakes you're learning. Now, if you learned it wrong and then you try to relearn the fingering, this is almost impossible to fix. Because when you control on it, it's still working out, but if it's a piece very fast and very complex, eventually your old finger will start coming back. It will be a very sad situation sometime on a recital when you're nervous, you're out of control maybe in this piece a little bit, in this particular section, and your old finger will come up and screw you up. So please learn your correct fingering right away. And that was my tip number 8. Use correct fingering from the very beginning. Thank you for listening, and please visit my website. It's learnthepiano.online. If you want to have a private lesson with me, please contact me through my website. I will be happy to help you. Thank you for visiting.